Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we're going to be bullshitting once again, continuing through our review of the Young Justice episodes. Let me get all the introductions out of the way. I'm the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Grey Mouse One.
This particular review is going to be covering Season 1, Episode 9, entitled Bereft. This particular episode originally aired out on March 11th, 2011. And like I said in previous videos, because the episodes are close to 7 years long, there will be no spoiler warnings to our review. We're going to go ahead and cover a quick synopsis, then we're going to talk about 3 particular points, what we liked, what we didn't like, or what we would choose to change if we had a choice to, and also what we noticed this time around when we watched the episode that actually serves as a hint or a setup to a future episode or storyline that's coming. I think that's the usual spiel, right?
Right.
All right. So let me go ahead and let's start off with a synopsis. We left off with episode 8 at the end of downtime. Batman had gathered the team up to go ahead and give him a brand new mission. This is the actual mission that's happening in this particular episode. The episode opens up, shows Miss Martian, and the rest of the team scattered to the winds, all stricken with amnesia. All of them have lost their memories or whatever mental capacity they had over the last 6 months. And they're pretty much just wandering in the desert trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Miss Martian comes to a point where she's like, okay, I can understand what's happening. And after gathering up the other team members, like Robin, Kid Flash, and Artemis, who actually spend a little bit of time getting to know each other, which is actually really, really interesting in their particular interactions with each other. They finally go ahead and are able to meet up, and they figure out, after, with the help of Miss Martian, piecing their memories together, that they were sent on this mission to go ahead and investigate these strange energy readings that were coming out of the country of Dialia. Dialia is ruled by Queen Bee. It's basically a dictatorship regime that's not under UN Charter, so they have to be very covert about their operations there. And they just need to find out, okay, what's going on here, because weird energy readings and stuff like that, especially when it's something that seems to be extraterrestrial, alien in origin, usually means pretty bad things are coming down to Earth, all right? It turns out that during the time that they were trying to go ahead, they found the site where the energy readings were originated from. They run into a telepath named Simon, okay, who, even though he couldn't find the actual members of the team, because they were all linked together, when he went ahead and he blasted Miss Martian with the suggestion to go ahead and forget everything that was going on, not only did it affect her, but it affected everybody else in the team. So nobody has any sort of recollection of what happened over the last 6 months until they finally piece it together. Now, what this means, though, is that this actually kind of affects each and every of the team members a little bit differently, all right? Like, with Miss Martian, she wasn't on Earth 6 months back, okay? With Artemis, she wasn't part of the team 6 months back, okay? The one who's affected most in this particular instance is Superboy, who didn't even have a conscious mind or knew how to communicate and speak in the spoken form 6 months ago. So after Miss Martian gathers the rest of the team, she remembers where the site is of the alien device or where the energy readings were coming from. She, being connected with Superboy, she feels that he's in pain, and she leaves the team to go ahead and chase after him, okay? Which leaves the team to go ahead and limp along after her after they find Aqualad, who's passed out in the middle of the desert, pretty much, okay? Going after Superboy pretty much turns into another run-in with Simon with Miss Martian, and now that she's aware of what's going on, she actually has an opportunity to fight back. She gets locked into a psychic battle with Simon. During the interim, Superboy gets freed of his captors. Alongside of Superboy, the orb, which is actually turns out to be a really big thing a little bit later, gets free, and that's actually the source of the extraterrestrial energy burst and everything. Gets free, and with the help of Superboy, Miss Martian is able to defeat Simon, She helps him get his memories back, brings him back to a human place, and they go ahead and they defeat Simon. They're able to return back to the base. They've said, "Hey, look, this orb here is what's has created the extraterrestrial energy readings and everything else. It's no longer in the hands of the folks at Vialia and everybody else. We have it now, and we've liberated everything." Episode ends up. Simon is there, standing in the center of the Hall of Mirrors or conference room with all the monitors, with all the members of Light there, and he's apologizing for losing the orb and the weapon, referring to Superboy. But again, the Light reveals that, oh, no matter. Okay, so they have the orb, they have the weapon, that's fine. This particular test, what we ran, proves that our way of transporting things back and forth is successful, and we have more technology coming our way via this new transportation method that's going to rival the orb and Superboy, and anything else that the Justice League has in spades. And that's pretty much where they leave off. Was there anything I missed? Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. Now that we've covered the synopsis and we've gone over pretty much a general overview of the episode, we're going to come to our first talking point. What did we like about the episodes? Gentlemen, the floor is open. Whoa. Go ahead, say again, Theme. For some reason, your mic was out.
Okay, all right. This episode was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Because of all the emotions that went through with everybody that was there from the team itself. Them losing their memories was hilarious. Generally, that was one of the funniest things because, as you pointed out, Superboy didn't even exist. So he was just rage. And he was just going all over the place, including when he bumped into Miss Martian at the beginning, he attacked her. Saw that, tore off the S on his chest. And he's like, hey, she saw the S on his chest. I know that symbol. Are you Superman? And, he didn't answer with words. He just went after her and stuff like that. So that was funny. Robin. Wait, what are Bialian troops doing in Bialia? What am I doing in Bialia? It was a lot to take in with these team members. I'm not going to go into much detail because Gray Mouse has some points too. But we're going to get into it, but that's my basic thing. This episode was a lot of freaking fun, and I loved the episode as a whole. Gray Mouse, what about you?
Yeah, I was going to mention Robin. Always a technician, He went, it's like, even though he had his memory wiped, he was still able to remember his training, past 6 months ago when he was with Bats. And, he had the skills to track down the other members of the team.
Well, see, that's the thing. Robin and Kid Flash already knew each other.
Yeah.
So that was set. Miss Martian and Artemis. Artemis wasn't even Artemis 6 months back. Yeah. Because she looked at her uniform and was like, who put me in this? When Kid Flash found her. Yep. And Kid Flash was in his stealth gear. Yep. And he didn't even know. He's like, I don't even know about this myself.
Yeah, it was. I'd have to say the one thing that I liked most about this particular episode was that it was, like I said, maybe it's just me, but I'm really very interested on really good dialogue, a lot of good character interaction with each other. And the thing is that it was almost like they were talking to each other on a casual, in a casual setting, but they had the costumes on because it was like the first time a lot of them met each other. In which case it was kind of funny because particular interactions and particular roles, social roles as far as the team went, were really kind of jumbled up because all of the previous particular particular episodes where a lot of these characters have been bickering with each other, have had time to actually overcome things together. That didn't mean anything at the moment that they were at, without any memories. Like the fact that Kid Flash went ahead and, like, right when he saw Artemis, all right, and he started, and then Miss Martian shows up, right? And then she's like, "You know this girl?" He's like, No, I don't know her. I've never met her before, beautiful. And it's like, wait a minute here. Never in any of the previous episodes have you been this friendly or tried to get anywhere near as close as you did to Artemis. And it's pretty funny because the thing is that, like I said, that particular interaction, and then also after they figure things out, so why did you want to kill me? Oh, I think it was just a movie where my ninja dad sent me to go ahead and kill my ninja boyfriend because he's from a rival ninja clan, right? And Kid Flash is like, "So I'm your ninja boyfriend, is that it?"
When Artemis was like, "Who put me in this?" And she's like, "Dad, he probably has something to do with this."
Yeah, and his whole thing was, why would your dad do that? Oh, he probably wants me to kill you. And yeah, that whole interaction, and it really extended to every team member throughout the whole episode. It was absolutely great, But that's not to say that this episode was perfect. There's always something that you can go ahead and nitpick on, if it's just a nitpick, or something that you can go ahead and criticize. What in this particular episode, for our second talking point, did you not like? Or if you didn't like it, what would you change if you had the choice?
I didn't understand how Superboy just ended up in the mind of Miss Martian when she was facing Simon. I kind of didn't understand that, but I'm willing to let that go because maybe that's some type of hidden psychic connection that they did have. I'm willing to push that to the side because all of a sudden he ended up there, and then healed his memories from there. And Superboy was like, "Kick his butt," and Superboy just instantly left. But Superboy instantly came back and they teamed up against Simon.
It kind of actually reminded me a little bit of the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, like when he grabbed her hand. Or touched her, all of a sudden they were all in the same type of mind and something. Yeah.
With the power gem.
Yeah, exactly. But what about you, Grey Mouse? Was there anything that you didn't like or would choose to change about this particular episode? Not particularly. Oh no!
Wait! What? Yeah.
Go ahead, Grey Mouse. Go ahead.
That's it.
No, I know I was laughing over it. Go ahead. For the folks who may not have heard it.
No. He fucking tripped again.
Yeah, he did. Well, this was 6 months prior, so he didn't.
There's no excuse.
I know.
A speedster should no.
Wait. Why are the speedsters always late and tripping over shit?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
They're the fastest people on this planet, but they're the last of the fucking party?
So I have other things too. Okay. I kind of didn't like the way Robin pieced things together. I think he kind of pieced it together too quick.
Oh, when he remembered Batman saying,
yeah, and I know Batman. Yeah, and I know Batman said remain,
radio silence at all times.
Silence, but it comes to a point to where you have to break rules, and I would have definitely.
Well, Robin is the most mentally trained, besides maybe Miss Martian, out of all of them as far as discipline.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's because of who his mentor is, but still, I just didn't like the way. Robin pieced it together. I think.
Well, because the thing about it is, he backtracked things the most.
That's the problem.
And Miss Martian backtracked things because of her mental capabilities.
Well, yeah, and
she was like, "Hey, I'm a part of a team." because she remembered all that too, and then broke into everybody's minds.
But if I'm getting you correctly right, Grey Mouse, you have more of an issue how it was really the process before they got together, and had Miss Martian fix everything, right?
Yeah, it's just like I know that things had to happen quick because it was only a 20-something minute episode. But the thing is, though, I felt that Robin pieced it together too quick. Miss Martian pieced it together too quick, I think. It's just that, I don't know. I mean, and one thing, too, was that it took them up to this episode to get to know everybody, right? But, like, when their memories were gone, shouldn't they have the same type of conflicts within each other as well? I mean, the only thing that was actually really displayed was the conflict with Superboy, and that was spot on, because Superboy, he didn't have a mind 6 months ago, and you gotta remember, Kid Flash was already Kid Flash, Robin was already Robin.
Megan Mars, she was still on Mars. She didn't know she was on Earth.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about
Artemis, and then Aqualad was out of the picture.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the team. They should not. I don't think they should have fit in as a team as well as they did on this episode.
The only reason why that happened is because Miss Martian gathered them. And then, as I said, Robin and Kid Flash, they already knew each other. And Artemis was just there.
But they didn't know how.
Martian was like, we're not going to get anywhere with our memories like this. So that's why she put all of them in. And that's when they remembered Aqualad was out there.
No, I see where he's coming from, because the thing is, it's not like they've been a team for long. If you actually follow the the timeline, especially if you follow the dates at the front of every episode, only 2 months have passed. Only like 2.5 months have passed,
right?
Really.
Yeah.
So they've only been a team for about 2.5 months. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that does stand to be challenged. I would have to say one of the reasons why I don't have so much an issue with Robin being able to sit there and backtrack like that is because he's already got years of training as a detective by Batman himself. Mm-hmm. Okay, to where if he doesn't know what's going on with the situation, to step back and follow his to step back through his steps to go ahead and do that. But I do have to say that myself, really, as far as what I didn't like, it did stem from the fact that Kid Flash trips again. All right. And then I think there's the whole thing with Kid Flash tripping again, and then there was the other thing with Miss Martian being so impulsive, so emotionally impulsive, that she was just willing to, even though she went out of her way, and she's learned that she's part of a team, and she's gathered everybody's memories, and she's fixed what she was able to fix during the time after she gathered the team together, that she just breaks off from everybody without even a word. Okay. And even though Robin is warning her, we don't even know what caused, us to lose our memories the first time around. It can happen again. It's one of those things where it was like, yeah, I mean, especially if we've gotten through the painstaking ordeal of trying to get to that point, I would hope that maybe she'd be a little bit more tempered. However,
teenage love.
Yeah, that's a teenage thing, all right. And like I said, we are dealing with dumb teenagers, and guess what? Them being dumb teenagers is not an exclusive thing to Wally West, all right. Who? Again, this particular episode was in rare form, just showing off that he was being Wally West, all right, more than Kid Flash than anything.
For the most part,
for the most part. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would say. If I had a choice, I don't like it that much. Maybe tone that back a little bit, but I do know that it serves a purpose. All right, which brings us to our third talking point. What did we notice about this particular episode this time around that actually stands as a setup or a reference to a future storyline arc or episode coming down the pike? What did you guys notice this time around?
Can I keep it?
Okay.
Superboy with the spear appeared, and he's like, "Can I keep it?" I mean, yeah, Miss Martian and Superboy were about to have their moment, and the spear interfered, cock blocked Superboy, so to speak. Superboy was like, "Can I keep it?" And then the spear is there, and plus, it's how the spear got there.
Yeah, that definitely does. That definitely ties into a lot of things.
Wow.
What about you, Grimos? What did you notice about this particular episode this time around?
Yeah, it ties into the DC version of Guardians of the Galaxy. Anyway, am I lying?
Actually, no. In this case, I'd say that everything that it follows predates Guardian of the Galaxy by probably a full decade. If I let my geek just say it, all right? But go on.
The relationship between Kid Flash and Artemis. I mean, they were holding hands.
Oh, yeah.
So that was interesting. And,
I mean, that's the thing. When they went back to that, sorry to interrupt, but they didn't know each other. And then when their memories are back, they separated real quick. But it's already too late at that point.
Yep.
It's like, damn it, I hate you. What the fuck?
Yep. Was there anything else that you want to throw on that pile, Grey Mouse, or elaborate on anything? No, not this time. Okay. All right. I do have to say, there were the obvious things. The fact that it's like the whole will they, won't they type thing with Superboy and Miss Martian, but the whole interchange between Artemis and Wally West, Kid Flash, that whole thing. Definitely set up for things in the future. It's just one of those things where even Robin himself, after they get together and they're arguing amongst themselves when they're trying to drag Aqualad, through the desert, through the bioship and everything else, he's like, "Yeesh, get a room, you two." Where he was like, "Just shut up. Fuck each other. Get it over with. You could feel dirty later, okay?
Because it's
just
like,
shut up."
After they got their memories back, they immediately started arguing when they were trying to rescue Aqualad. It's like, fuck, dude. Damn, we got more important shit right now. Just
yep.
Damn.
But again, they're dumb teenagers, so like I said, it's not just limited to Kid Flash here as far as that happening. But one of the things that definitely the sphere and the boom tubes, those particular things, huge setup, not only for future episodes in season 1, but all the way to the very, very end of season 2.
Yes.
All right. This is obvious references to Apocalypse and Darkseid and everything else.
Well, come on. As soon as you saw YouTube, you were like, holy shit.
Yeah, that once that happened, it gave everything away. I mean, you don't even have to be a real big comic book geek to know that. You just have to be a fan of, like, I don't know, the Warner Brothers animation and the DC, versions that they've done over the last 10 years to go ahead and know about that.
Even if you go all the way back to the Justice League series in the early part of the millennium.
Yeah, early 2000s,
What I find very interesting, too, is I think this is the second or third episode where one member of the team was removed incapacitated in some shape or form, and the team still worked together or still functioned. So, and that's actually, I think that's going to be like a foreshadow of season 2 as well.
But how did Robin disappear in the fucking desert?
It's Robin.
Yeah,
okay, fine. I can accept that answer. And that's the thing about it. They were arguing on who was in charge. Like, we must work for Batman. We must work for him. Wait, so how come we're not working for my mentor? And then the fucking stealth cam will change. And then everyone else starts doing this.
And old girl was like, "Quit touching yourself."
Yeah, like I said, the interactions because of everything just led to really great dialogue throughout the whole thing. And the one thing they got away with in this particular episode that a lot of animes do, not so much American cartoons, all right, but one thing that they got away with this episode without actually making it, dedicated to that, was they got away with doing a fucking flashback episode.
Yes, they did.
In the middle of the season without dedicating it to a whole fucking flashback.
Because the thing about it is, when everybody's memories were being put back together, and you can see the images of what, already had happened. Plus with Miss Martian and Superboy, as soon as she grasped straw onto him, he stopped his "I want my MPG" phase as far as screaming at every fucking thing.
Yep.
Yeah, he peeked back, and then you suddenly realize, and Superboy suddenly realized that they had that connection, and they had,
guys, have you guys recognized that at the beginning of the episode that when they, after like the first little couple seconds, and then they go into like the intro, and then they go into the actual episode, they actually flash a couple scenes of that episode in the intro.
Oh yeah, in every episode, it's the first season doing that.
Yeah,
and that's another thing too. When Miss Martian was talking, she was talking in her native language.
Yeah,
and there was no subtitles there, but I liked that actually, because it's like it gives you some insight of what. Like, wait, what? Huh? And then she starts speaking English. I'm on Earth. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, Superboy appears. They don't know each other? Damn, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I like that setup for the whole fucking episode.
Also, we had a couple of good things with Superboy being just pure brute force. I mean, the guy ripped off the top of the tank.
Yeah, he was
the back with a round, and guy brushed himself off and went at. I mean, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he was doing his best Incredible Hulk impersonation.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was straight out of the Hulk movie. Yeah, and tearing tanks apart with his bare arms and everything. Yeah, but that really, we could go on for a long time with this. But let's get on. Well, final part or close to the final part of every one of our particular reviews, guys. Like I said before, yay, nay, or meh. Theme, what's your take on it, sir?
Yay. Definitely a yay, because of how the episode started, how it went by, as far as saying, damn, these motherfuckers really got a problem if they got no memories. But it was the interaction with each and every character here. It was some of role reversal with Kid Flash trying to, inch in on Artemis, and Miss Martian saying, hey, I've never seen her before. Damn, that was hilarious. Aqualad basically being out of most of this episode. And I think they did that just to make up for, okay, he had his own episode the episode before.
Yeah, and he's got one coming up too, pretty much. Yes, also, yeah.
And then there was Miss Martian and Superboy. Yeah, Miss Martian got a little bit emotionally attached to Superboy throughout the episode of trying to rescue him, but it was a lot of teenage stuff. It was a good episode because of the way everybody and everything interacted with each other.
Yep. What about you, Gray Mouse? Yay, nay, or meh?
Yay. The slapstick was there, and
this episode has some of the best slapstick.
The cohesiveness of the team, even though they're suffering from amnesia, they still, figured it out, got back together, and struck back from So yay.
Yeah, I gotta say on this one is definitely a yay. If you've seen any of our previous reviews for any of the other episodes and everything else, a lot of the times, even though I appreciate a lot of the action that happens during these particular episodes and everything else, the dialogue and interaction I really, really enjoy a lot. And the writer of this particular episode, Nicole Dubuc, she really gave this awesome voice to all of the characters, and she had to reach back with these characters and try to put together what they would be like before they were actually all team members. Okay. And, this episode also has some of the slyest, dirty double entendres out of all of the fucking episodes that are out there. Okay. Like the whole part when, Wally West is out there and, Miss Martian finds Artemis and Wally West and she saves them from the drones and everything.
Oh yeah.
And, Artemis sits there and says, "Did you just hear a girl talking in your head?" And he's like, "Girls are always on my mind." but they're hardly ever talking. You know, or the whole thing where I'm not going to touch that with, well, yeah, you know, and the stop touching yourself type deal. Like I said,
I'm not sure if your costume screams Manhunter.
Yeah, exactly. It was just one of those things where the whole episode all the way through, it was just, this was a lot of dirty teenage humor. But you know what? I fucking liked it. All right. So yeah, this is a yay for me. It's a hell yay. All right. And that's going to bring us to our end of this particular review. What we really want to know, folks, like we say at the end of every video, what did you think about the episode? In fact, what do you think about our review? Do you like our reviews? Do you not like them? Do you think we're off base? Did we miss something? We would like to know. You can tell us by leaving us a comment below. While you're at it, please hit that like button. And if you really like what we're doing here and you like to stick around, you know, feel free to subscribe to our channels. With that, we're going to go ahead and bring our review for Young Justice Season 1, Episode 9, Bereft, to a close right here. I'm the Reverend.
The Theme here.
And I'm Grey Mouse 1.
Every form of entertainment has the right to exist, even if you don't like it. Credits.
Stop touching yourself.